Okay, can you guys see this? Can somebody tell me if you're good with this?
You can see it.
Yep. All right, thank you. Thanks.
You're welcome.
So when I was talking with Megan and she suggested that I do one of her calls, I was a little bit intimidated just because I'm a relatively new coach and a lot of the girls that are on the team have been doing it a little bit longer than I have. And she said, you know what, no, you got this. You have some skills and, this is about, sharing everybody's talents and exposing everybody to what everybody is good at and seeing what we can bounce ideas off of each other. So one of the things that she and I brainstormed was inviting and how I invite people to coach calls, how I invite people to challenge groups, how I invite people to the coaching opportunity, but I don't use this script. So that's where something that I take pride in and something that I enjoy doing just because it's something that I guess comes naturally to me. It's not something that I go into the Fit Tribe files and copy and paste something. And I'll go into some of those reasons as why, not that there's anything wrong with them. It's just something that I find does not work for me. And I've used them and I never get a response from people. So we entitled this, Inviting Like a Pro, Sans Scripts or Without Scripts. Is this going to move? Probably not. So first of all, I am a mom. That's my first and foremost priority of all, and a wife. I'm a mom of 3 boys, Braden, Colton, and Mason. They're 6, 5, and 3, so I have my hands full. And I'm a wife for almost 9 years. I'm also a full-time middle school social studies teacher, so for right now I'm off. So I'm adjusting to a different routine of a lack of routine, so I'm finding that to be a little bit of a struggle for me. I'm a former cheerleader coach. So that's something that I find to actually benefit because I've been a coach before, just in a different capacity. And I am currently the dugout coach for my boys' t-ball team. So I am wrangling a bunch of 4, 5, and 6-year-olds. So that every week I do 2 to 3 games in the dugout, and it is quite an adventure. As a coach, I started Beachbody programs about 6 years ago, right after I had my first son. I was really, really, really unhappy with what pregnancy did to me. And, I really was on a good path going to the gym before I got pregnant. And then after I had him, there was just no time. So I jumped on with Insanity. I didn't do Shakeology. I didn't really know what Shakeology was. I just knew it was something that was way too expensive for me, and just kept on keeping on, had 2 more kids. And I knew Ronnie. Ronnie and I went to school together, and she chased after me after I had Mason for about 6 months. And she would message me, hey, did you get on Facebook yet? Nope. Hey, do you want to join Beachbody? Nope. Like, relentless. And finally, Dan and I would fight. We still kind of bicker about it a little bit. Just because it is something that I'm passionate about. But I was very tired of couponing. I'm on a teacher's salary with 3 kids, trying to save for their college, trying to pay off my college in a community that is not very, very well off. Not that I'm, struggling terribly, but I'm in debt. So I'm tired of price matching, tired of couponing. And one night Ronnie messaged me and I held my phone up and I said to Dan, I go, this is it. I'm doing this. And we fought and we cried. And he said, you have 3 months. That is it. That is all you get. And I did it. There was just no other way. I had to buckle down and I had to make it work. So December 1st, I signed up with Ronnie. I hit Emerald on December 23rd. I joined Team Cup with Ronnie, Tiffany, Justina, and Julie. I hit Diamond February 12th, and this summer I'm partying with Sean T at Summit. And just being a part of Fit Tribe is awesome. I love being with you girls. I love working with everybody. It's just been an amazing experience.
There's not a lot of people on the top because Megan's at the game.
So how do I do it? The biggest thing that I've had to learn is to stop caring about what other people think. For a long time, I worried. I was really, really concerned about people unfriending me, people unfollowing me, people making snide comments. And that's fine, but it's their insecurities and it's going to be their problem. I had to get out of my comfort zone. I wasn't one to take selfies. I thought that was ridiculous. I wasn't one to take pictures of my food. I thought that was dumb. And I had to stop because people actually do look at it. And I had to stop comparing. What I'm good at might not necessarily be what somebody else is good at. And what my weaknesses are maybe somebody else's strengths. And why not collaborate instead of compare? So those are three of my tips that I would give to any new coach, because it's still something that I do struggle with, but something that also I've worked through in many, many facets of my life. The reason I'm here, how do I do it? I invite without a script. And when I first told Megan that I didn't use a script, I was really nervous to tell her that I didn't use a script. And she's like, no, girl, that's fine. But the biggest thing that I do is that I just talk to people. And how do I talk to people? I say hello. And, I genuinely care about people because I think a lot of us, and I'm guilty of it too, and many, many times, we get so caught up in hitting Success Club or rank advancing, or are we going to qualify for this at Summit, or are we going to qualify to go to this retreat or to this conference, when in all seriousness, if it weren't for the people on the other end of that message, we wouldn't have it. So, to actually care about those people and making sure that we are here for those people and answering those messages wholeheartedly and being the support for those people, that's what needs to shine through. And that's what your purpose needs to be. You need to be that beacon of light for people that don't necessarily have that. And in my opinion, and you can take it for what it's worth, scripts are way too scripted. People read right through it. There's another coach in town where I live. He does very, very well, but everything is very scripted. And one of my girlfriends said to me, every time I get a message from her, I feel like the fat kid because I get, hey, girl, I'm running another program, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, I just feel like I'm the fat kid. She's always targeting me. So, you don't want to make somebody feel that way. You want to make sure that you are just talking to them. Be consistent. And this is what I tell the girls on my team, post your workouts. If you are expecting your challengers or you're expecting your future challengers to be a part of your team as coaches or be a part of your challenge groups and participate, if you aren't posting your workouts, why should they do that? You have to lead from the front and you have to be the example. Post your recipes, post your struggles, post your successes, post your passions. It doesn't all have to be Beachbody. My whole day today was posting my little Sonic stuffed animal that my son gave me because he didn't want me to forget about him while I was away. So I have my adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog everywhere I went today. And I was sending them to him, and I posted a couple of them on Facebook. Did I get my workout in today? No. Am I proud of that? No. But I left at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't get here until late. And it's been a whirlwind ever since, and I will make it up. But I did post my recipes. I did make sure that everything was scheduled in advance on my like page so that those things got up. What your passions are, people want to see that. And people will come to you. They will start to seek you out. And you will have to invite less. Not that you shouldn't still be inviting, but I told my team last month and even this month, in May I hit SC17, and this month I'm at SC12. And I think I actually sent one official invite. Everybody else sought me out just from being consistent. Here is an example of one of the coaches that I brought in. Check their profile and lead with what you've seen. Don't start off with Beachbody right away, because that scares a lot of people away and it's very, very sales. But you know, the one girl that I work with, she was studying abroad in Ireland, and you can read it right here. Hey, how cool is that? You're in Ireland. When do you come home? And you know, there's more to the conversation, but I cut and pasted some of the highlights, and you know, I got right to it. I go, things are crazy but fun. I want you to be on my team. And she knew about Beachbody a little bit, and she knew about My Fitness because she and I ran a race together last summer. And the last comment at the end there, she came back 2 days later and says, hey, if your offer still stands, I'm in. You know, so if they don't respond right away, that's fine, but you're still planting the seed. This other one, just a few examples. I'm not going to give you a million of them because everything will be different for you and how you talk to people as well. The more you post and the more consistent you are with your passion and with your purpose and what drives you, people will come to you. This girl just graduated. Now, as a teacher, I have the ability, you know, to work with a lot of different people. And this girl just graduated high school, and, you know, she sends me a message. You know, when you get a chance, can you send me all the info on the program and the price and everything, please? And I knew she graduated. You know, I sent her this information, and she's the challenge in one of my groups now. But always mention something that they've accomplished. Make sure you check their page, and, you know, that comes straight from Megan, straight from Lindsay, you know, straight from all of the other coaches. If you don't know what's going on in their life, then it really does look like all you're trying to do is sell them something and you don't genuinely care. So, I know that was a lot, but, you know, we have, thanks. Sorry, I'm reading all of these right now. So, but, you know, my biggest suggestion or my biggest tip, and again, I don't want to seem like I'm, you know, stepping on anybody's toes. It's the last thing that I want to do, considering I'm kind of new to the whole thing here, is just be you and have your passion. And, you know, Beachbody ultimately is one of them, or else you wouldn't be here. But lead from the front and be consistent. You still need to invite. You still need to post your workouts. But I wouldn't, if it's not you, don't use scripts, because people will see right through them. People will know that you are just copying and pasting. Now, if that's how you talk and that's your language and people will recognize that as you speaking, then that's fine. But that's not how I talk. And I just was not comfortable in doing that. And I wanted to, you know, just reach out to people. Does it take more time? It does. It does take more time. And that is one thing that Dan and I bicker about a little bit is, oh, you're on Facebook again and you're messaging. I'm like, yeah, but these are my people. Like I need to help these people and I need to work with them and I need to care about them and reach out to them. And, you know, it's to take that extra 2 minutes and stalk their Facebook profile a little bit to learn more about them. So, you know, I know the Penguins are on, and I apologize for keeping a lot of you from them, but if you guys have questions, you can unmute them or whatever you guys would like to do, or if not, the night is yours. So, yeah.
Kristen, it's Ashley.
Hi, Ashley.
Hi. Great presentation. I want to know how you invite to challenge groups. So do you always just start by messaging people and talking about other things? And then how long does that go before you actually like actually invite them to the challenge group? And how often are you inviting?
I invite, or I'm working now that school's out. I'm working, in the morning while I'll do my workout while the boys are still asleep. And then right before they get up, and then throughout the day. So my evenings are free. When school's in and they go to bed, I'm on. So we'll be watching The Walking Dead and I'm working. Or we'll be watching Sons of Anarchy and we're working. So it is nonstop. That's what I'm doing. But if it's a follow-up, I'll do, and I learned this on one of the calls. Hey, I haven't heard from you in a while. Is everything okay? We talked and I haven't heard back. I just wanted to make sure I didn't offend you, and call them out. There's no shame in calling people out because they're not on as often as we are. Or maybe they didn't know how to respond. But I always start with hey, I saw this, or hey, how are you? And it really depends on the person or how long it's been since I've spoken with them. If it's somebody that I work with, I'll just go right to it. I got this group starting tomorrow. Where are you? Are you joining me, or what are you doing? You just going to keep making fun of me in the faculty room, or are you getting on this? See, she's laughing because she does it with me now. She knows. Or, if it's somebody that I haven't seen in a while, I'll talk with them a little bit. I'll talk about their kids. And it's true. It's so cliche because we've heard it so frequently in these groups and these calls. They always bring it up. Hey, you look amazing. And if you have good transformation pictures, do a transformation Tuesday. Be cheesy. Don't feel stupid being cheesy. It's funny and it works. Put those goofy captions on your pictures and generate that conversation with people. Get out of your comfort zone, get out of your head a little bit. Because I've done the silly posts and people eat that up. They like to see you having fun with what you're doing. A lot of people I haven't seen since I was 200 pounds, and they will message me and be like, holy cow, what are you doing? Oh, have you heard of the 21-day fix? That's what I've done, and they're like, well, I'm in, when that's all it takes. I do the containers. I remember, Ashley, you saying about taking your containers to work with you or doing. I've done that. It does work. I always have my Shakeology container or Shakeology shaker cup, and I won't do the drink, but it'll be in my picture with me, and people will ask me about it, or I'll post a recipe. And I post about my husband's transformations. He will not let me take a picture of him. Forget it. He doesn't even like me talking about him, but I put it up there. But he just came off his blood pressure medicine, so I put that up there. And I just sold a challenge pack yesterday because of his transformation without even a picture. So just share your struggles, be consistent, and just talk. I wouldn't even call it inviting. It's just talking to people and caring about people and caring about yourself. It's not bragging. What we do is freaking awesome. Just share it. So. How long do you usually keep a conversation? How long do I keep it going? It depends on the person. That's why it's so essential to know your audience. If it's a cold lead or somebody that you have no idea who it is, I would wait a day or two unless they bring it up first. I had 3 people, one from Georgia, one from Minnesota, and I don't even know where this other girl is yet because I'm still talking to her. But they brought it up. They saw my post, and they just wanted in. And so I didn't have to worry about inviting them. They sought me out through my page. But, if you are put in contact with somebody or you are talking to people and you have no idea who they are, I would wait, a day, 2 days, build a relationship with them, because if not, you're going to be like my friend who thinks she's, being contacted just because she's, the fat kid, and she's not. But this other Beachbody coach just goes after her every time she's a program. So, anybody else? Okay. I can get my mouse to work. It's freezing up. So, all right. Well, if you guys have, any more questions or anything, you can message me. I'm still learning and I'm still a work in progress. And I think that's the beauty of this whole business. It's evolving and it's a process, and nothing is ever, finite. It's ever changing. So, I think that's why personal development is so powerful. Natasha and I were reading The Success Principles, which I found to be really, really enlightening. So if you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. It talks about finding your purpose and finding your passions. And it talks about getting out of your head a little bit and accepting responsibility for you, and not worrying about what everybody else thinks and what everybody else does. So if you have questions or you need anything, don't ever hesitate. I'm going to invite them. I do cold invite, yes. Especially from my like page. Being a teacher, my personal page is not public. I'm not allowed to make it a public page as per my school policy. But my like page, I can because it's business. But I will find people that I don't know or like through mutual friends, and I'll just contact them. And I'll just say, hey, if it's a mutual, hey, I know you through Clarissa or whatever. I see you're a mutual friend of Clarissa's, blah, 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 and I'll introduce myself. And if they don't respond, wait it out. Like, don't just keep hammering them. Just wait a little bit. Through the like page, I've messaged people and then friend requested them, and always follow up. Like, if they accept your friend request from your personal page, always thank them. Like, always, hey, thanks for accepting, blah, 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 blah. Like, I've gotten a number of packs sold through my like page just from the follow-up, from acknowledging them. It's not just like, I think they think it's super cool. Like, we're almost like celebrities because we have a like page and we contacted them. But acknowledge them and recognize them. Something else that I started and I'm recommending that you do, when we were on that call, was it last week or 2 weeks ago, where I don't even remember her name. I'm so tired. But she recommended starting the What is a Challenge group, where your team leader will post a video of like, what is a challenge group, and then post the videos about the various programs. My group and I put one together. And that way it saves you a little bit of time. You can still invite and you can say, hey, Marissa, I contacted you, or we were talking a few weeks ago about such and such, but I have this group. If you'd like to get into it, I can add you to it, and just kind of explains what a challenge group is. And you can check out all of the programs that we run. And I just went on to the Beachbody channel on YouTube and uploaded all of their like trailers to all of the programs and put them right in there. And then you can tag all of your potentials in the group. I sold a challenge pack. I think I have a couple of my teammates that are like right on the board challenge packs and people that way. But it does save you going through the spiel 600 times in a night trying to explain what we do in our accountability groups. And plus, you have a video of yourself explaining it instead of just through type. So that's beneficial in time too. So the book is The Success Principles. Let's see if I have it. I can show you real quick. Let me grab it. Here's the book, Success Principles. You can see it. Jack Canfield. And other social media platforms to recruit challengers. I've dabbled, like I use Instagram, but I use Instagram mostly for personal stuff. Like I've put a little bit of Beachbody on it, but I haven't found it too useful to me. I really just use my personal Facebook page and a like page at this moment. And so far, so good. I don't want to get too bogged down like in Twitter or Instagram or any of the other platforms just because I don't feel terribly proficient in them yet. I want to kind of be a master of one art before I get into something else. Yeah, Jennifer. Jennifer says, have you had a lot of feedback or people reaching out from your like page? Yeah, just recently, actually. It's kind of picked up the pace. Tiffany always tells me, once you hit 1,000 likes, then you're going to really see it change. And I'm not there yet. I'm still, I think, in the 400s. And I really need to start promoting my page more and getting into that. And that's my goal this summer now that I'm off, that I can really focus on my market and target my audiences a little bit better. But just recently, I've seen a lot more people that I don't recognize liking my posts. And my posts, not that my posts before were invaluable, it just seems like the things that I've been adding recently have a little bit more of a personal touch to them and a little bit more value. I'm typing like I talk instead of like a book. And so it's more me, and people are liking that a lot more. And so whenever I see somebody that I don't recognize, I automatically go in, I check their profile and make sure it's like nobody creepy and pretending to be somebody they're not and trying to catfish me. And then I go in and I like them or send them a friend request from my personal page, or shoot them a message and try to generate conversation. But I've sold a few challenge packs that way and or formed some relationships that way. One girl at this point is unable to afford something, but we've been in conversation, and she right now just needs support, and she needs somebody to get her back, and that's what we do. So I'm here, and we're good. So we'll work towards it, and whatever happens, happens. But it's been a really, really positive experience recently. But like pages they take time. They're taking me some time, or it's taking me some time. And it gets frustrating and you run out of ideas. That's why Pinterest is so helpful. And Google is helpful and, gives you some thought and some brainstorming ideas. Yeah, you can post to Instagram and Facebook simultaneously. I do that on some of my posts, not all of them. But I don't know if it was Ashley or Megan, one of them on one of the calls a few months ago said about doing the hashtags in your post when you're posting to Instagram. If I'm posting to Instagram, then in the comment section, then I'll start doing the hashtags, because then on Facebook, people don't like hashtags on Facebook and get mad about it. I don't know. I put the hashtags in the comment section when I'm posting to Instagram. If I'm posting simultaneously to Facebook. I get Instagram. Amanda, new and only get interaction from Instagram and can't seem to get any interest in Facebook. Any suggestions? Instagram might be your platform. That might be, a great starting point for you and where you should hit the ground running. I'm not super proficient in Instagram. With Facebook, what I've told my girls is you should be adding 3 to 5 new people every single day. Even people you don't know. Start with people you know or kind of know or your mutual friends, but then start branching out to people that you have no idea who they are. Check their profiles first, make sure they're not anybody creepy, and generate conversation. Like pages are different from your just regular Facebook pages because like pages you have to financially invest in them a little bit more, target your audiences to get the market, to bring people into your page. The organic likes are a lot harder to get. But with Facebook, anything that you post, whether it be Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, it needs to have value. And that's what I'm finding with inviting and linking that to my Facebook posts. You know, you can always link your conversations when you're inviting to something that you've posted. I always do the so what. Like if I go to post something, I'm like, this is dumb. If I say yeah, then don't post it. You know, if I say, oh, well, somebody might find value in it, even if it's silly, write down silly, then it's okay. But post something of value to your Facebook page. And if you have a private Facebook page, certain things you can make public. I do that a lot because I'm finding like my quotes, people are sharing them, and only your friends are going to be able to see them. So make certain things public so other people can see them as well. And then people will start to friend request you, or you can branch out to other people.
Kristen, just to kind of piggyback on, so when I reach out to people from my personal page and say like, hey, we connected through one of my posts on this page, I feel like, I don't know, the response I'm getting is like, I'm some creeper, like stalking on people that just liked a post that was on a business page, and now all of a sudden they have some, you know, creeper individual messaging them. Does anybody else feel that way? I feel like you're really lucky that you're making connections that way. I mean, I've started a few conversations, but I feel like for the most part, I'm getting either like crickets or people are like, who are you?
Yeah.
Do you get any of that?
I get, some people won't respond. I've had a couple people respond. I have had a few people, who are you? I think, unfortunately, that's the society that we've created, you know, in this world. You know, people are very, very gun shy, and rightfully so. But, you know, I would just continue to link, you know, this is what we do, you know, say, you know, I can't message you from my like page. I can only message you from this page. And I just wanted to thank you for liking my post and, you know, generating traffic. You know, tell them what they did for you, you know, recognize them, because by them liking your post, it put it on their timeline so that other people can see it and brought more traffic to you. So if they know that, I mean, that could work to our benefit too, or, you know, by telling them, you know, there's no reason why you can't tell them what your goals are and just say, hey, you know what, I wanted to thank you for liking my post. It, you know, got me some attention and, you know, brought people to my page, and I'm trying to grow a business, so I really appreciate it. Instead of, hey, how are you? You know, that I agree. Sometimes that can come across as, you know, that creepy Facebook lady. So that's one way that you could potentially approach it. So. Some of the other things that I've done when I'm inviting and I haven't received a response from people, I'll make a post about it, and I won't direct it at anybody. I won't make it negative. I was talking to this one girl who just had a baby, wasn't sure if she could afford it, but really wanted to do it, and she kept going back and forth like she was having an internal battle with herself, but to me. And so the next day, I just made a post, found a quote that was just perfect, that fit her about, being the right time and having money to invest, or, it was fitting. And I posted it, and it was, now's the time to invest in yourself, because you have to focus on yourself, and you won't be there for your kids if you're not at your best, and went on and on and on. And half an hour later, she bought a challenge pack. So I didn't put her name in it. I think she knew I was calling her out, but it was geared to, it was just a blanket statement, but it was a reflection upon the conversation that I had the night prior with this girl. So it's kind of like that extra bump to show them that, we do care, but, we are also, running a business here too. So, and she's doing wonderfully, absolutely wonderfully in the groups. So. Okay. Well, if you girls don't have any other questions or whatever, any comments, I appreciate you being here. And I hope you guys have a successful June. And I hope the Pens take it here. We're watching back and forth. So, thank you, Ashley. Thank you. Again, I appreciate it. I'm glad you're here. And thank you guys for being really supportive. I couldn't do what I do without your support and all of your tips that you guys have provided, and conversations that we've all had on the side and everything. So I'm glad to be a part of the team that has been formed here, and looking forward to what is to come with Fit Tribe. So you guys are awesome, and there's no other team that I would rather be a part of. There's lots of teams out there, and I don't know if you've seen them or not, but some of the stuff that they post, I don't get it. We have it really good here, and very, very, very proud of what we have. So thank you guys for being you, and I'm glad that I'm a part of all of this with you guys. So hope you have a great night, and absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Bye, guys. Good night. Good night. Let's go Pens.